Today, we are on the lands of the Wurundjeri people. We pay our respects to those communities, their elders, both past and present, and we recognise and celebrate their continuing culture and custodianship. We recognise we have much to learn as educators in how traditional owners, elders, pass their wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. I would now like to welcome Emeritus Professor James Minchikowski.
By the authority vested in me as Chair of the Academic Senate of UBSS, I hereby confer upon you the degrees and awards for which you have qualified. You are now graduates of UBSS. Graduates, please turn your tassels from the right side to the left, symbolizing your transition from being a student to being a graduate.
Dr. Ferraro.
In accordance with the Constitution of GCA, trading as the Universal Business School of Sydney, and in accordance with the authority given to me under that Constitution, I welcome the graduates.
I now invite Dr. Tom O'Connor to call the names of the graduates as follows.
Thank you very much. We're just waiting for some last-minute adjustments. Again, this is a historic occasion. You're the first graduates of the Melbourne campus, so you should all be very proud. And I look forward to calling you all up on stage. All right, to begin with, Pramila Churel. Rani Kaur Jessa. Priju Kaki. Rajveer Kaur, Sukhbir Kaur, Ramanjit Kaur, Kirandeep Kaur, Nitesh Kumar, Mira Lama, Harvey Messina Loberanes, Hoang Huyen Tran Nguyen, Monil Patel, Ubaid Ur Rahman, Pooja Rani, Rupali Rani. Anmot Ratan. I don't think so. Ritu. Farin Seda. Namaraj Shrestha. Jugraj Singh. Harpal Singh. Suman. John Tamburo.
That one and that one, and a student called Pooja.
Paul Tyquin. Clinton Verduren. Rajat Chowdhury. Pooja. I believe that represents all students except this young lady here may be waiting. So you come up. Muskan, welcome. And choose a Bachelor of Accounting student. So let's congratulate all the Master of Business Administration and Bachelor of Accounting students one more time. For Bachelor of Business, Dana Alduri. Helen Pham. Yeah. Kok Jun Tan. Graduate Diploma of Business Administration, Kanika. Well, is Kanika in the building? No. Marco Florentino Johnson Monsalud. Tell you what, okay, I'm not doing too well. Sijia Hu and Su Chun Liu, they'll all be accepting awards in absentia. The Graduate Certificate of Business Administration. These will be also accepting their awards in absentia. Diva Dasha Azaria, Hardeep Singh, Mark Eugene Abragar, Rial Piyush Kumar Patel, Sagar Salesh Kumar Shukla. So let's congratulate all the students who have graduated today.
That's my paper.
I'd like to introduce our speaker for this evening, Dr. Jim Mijakowski.
Interim Chair of the GCA and UBSS Governance Board and Executive Director of UBSS, Dr. Ruth Ferraro. Members of Academic Senate, academic staff and colleagues, parents, family and friends of graduating students, and all who are proudly graduating today, I'm delighted to have been invited to share this special day with you. And it is special. It's the inaugural graduation of Melbourne campus, which is being held here this evening in the most historic State Library. It's a privilege to be here, and a privilege, in fact, to join the celebration today of you, the graduating students of UBSS, who are graduating with valuable qualifications which will no doubt help advance you in your future working lives. And it's an equal pleasure for me to see the pride and the happiness in the faces of your guests today, who will have no doubt also sacrificed much to help you achieve your goals whilst you've been studying. This is a day for everyone here to feel unreservedly proud. Having participated in graduation ceremonies in many universities across Australia, Asia, and Europe, I'm very aware of how universally appreciated and important it is to become a person with an academic qualification. At this current point in time, rightly or wrongly, you're often defined by whether you possess qualifications or not. And I'm also aware of the inevitable claim made by guest speakers of qualifications being likened to being the keys to the doors of success for your future and opening doors in life for graduates. And yes, all of that's true. They are the keys to success. But I won't linger on keys to success and doors of opportunity, other than to maybe comment or correct the underlying assumption a tiny bit. I think qualifications are more like driving licenses. They enable you to drive your careers. The higher your level of qualification, the greater the range of employment vehicles you become entitled to operate. And the wonderful thing about that is the choice of the vehicle you choose to make your journey in is entirely yours. The difference is, even when you're qualified, you are responsible for the driving part. The qualification, in fact, is just the beginning of your journey. This is, of course, unless you're going to inherit a massive amount of money or a business empire. Or maybe you've got a new AI app to drive your career for you. Come to think of it, an AI app called something like Career Mapper would be useful, or My Headhunter. That might actually be a future thing. An app that puts possible jobs and candidates together and shortlists vacancies for you. Maybe it could also send your tailored job applications to advertised positions and help prepare you with advice on likely interview questions. But this with AI is probably happening now. It may not be the future, it could be the present. And what a thing AI is. Whenever I visit universities, I now say to students, I don't know very much at all about AI or ChatGPT, but what would your reaction be to hearing that your last assignment was marked by an AI app and not a lecturer? How would you react to being failed by a GPT app for academic work that you prepared yourself without any help from AI? Will lecturers in the future have to tell unhappy students, well, I quite liked your analysis of the different leadership styles across the ASX 200 companies. However, the marking app found it a bit repetitive and dull, so it's failed you. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. That could be one future. I hope it doesn't get to be the future that people experience, but things are changing fast. However, the future world is yours, and you will navigate sensible pathways through it. So I'm not overly worried about the potential of AI, and whatever we think, AI assignment marking is likely happening already. And I suspect it will be marking everyone's assignments from school finals to college degrees within a matter of a year or so. It will probably be more reliable than human marking. It won't have teachers' pets or favorites. It won't be a hard or soft marker. It won't shake its head in despair if a student gives a wrong answer. It will simply just mark. It will simply just be a different experience. And my experience tells me that we have to accept change, in fact, embrace it, whether we like it or not. But this is a bit of a digression, so I will turn the page and get back to the qualifications you've just earned. The late comedian Robin Williams said, "Just remember, a qualification is not a magic wand, it's more like a Swiss Army knife. It gives you the tools, but it's up to you to figure out how to use them." Mind you, if you've ever owned a Swiss Army knife, you'll know that they aren't always that useful or easy to use. But I like the analogy that he made. Mind you, I don't recommend carrying a knife in public these days. It's not something that goes down well in many places. So I'm going to stick to the license analogy. When you've got your license through attaining an accredited academic qualification, you will have met the standard set for all students studying for that level of award, irrespective of where any one of them may have chosen to study. That's on campus, online, or anywhere. Your qualification has met the standard, your degree has met the standard, your diploma or certificate has met the avowed standard of the country, and in many cases, recognized internationally. And it applies to every institution awarding qualifications at that particular award level. You have chosen to do yours through UBSS, which is just another pathway to the qualification. It's the standard that matters. And to be moving from graduate to graduate status today, you have met the national and international standards of scholarship and achievement required of you for the award that you've just received. And I think we should all pause for a moment and acknowledge your hard work and scholarly achievements with a round of applause for you all. As former students, you have officially made the grade. But I can't let this moment pass without asking you to remember the people on this side of the room. Family, friends, people who have supported you and given so much to make sure that you can study and complete your qualifications. So I'd ask the graduates to rise, turn to your friends and family on the other side of the room, and now applaud them. If you rise, please, to do it, and let them know you mean it. Thank you. And as you move forwards with your new qualifications, if you are like me, and I suspect many of my colleagues here today, you'll probably find that success doesn't often come as easily as turning the key in a lock and opening a door to be immediately showered with high salaries and executive benefits. You'll need your license to drive towards that level of success. But you've learnt how to do important things, and you've been taught by some pretty knowledgeable teachers, so things are looking good for you. Yes, we all know that the world of business is dynamic and ever-evolving, but you've been trained to think critically, act strategically, and lead with integrity. You've learned that success is not merely about profits and losses, but about creating value, fostering relationships, and making a positive impact. The lessons and skills you've learned during your studies at UBSS about leadership, ethics, and entrepreneurship are not just academic exercises, but essential tools for shaping the future. As business leaders, you have the power to shape not just organizations, but communities and schools. You have the opportunity to drive innovation, create jobs, and contribute to economic development. But with this power comes responsibility. Use your skills and resources to address societal challenges, promote sustainability, and advocate for inclusivity. The impact you have on others will be a reflection of the values you hold and the legacy you create. Strive to make a positive difference in the world, not just through your business endeavors, but also through your interactions with others and your contributions to your communities. One more small bit of advice. In your quest for employment or promotion, a classic question often thrown to interview candidates is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Beware of this question. If you're ever thrown this question, be cautious. In my first post-university job, an interview with London City Council, I was given this question some 50 years ago, and I replied, I've no idea where I see myself tomorrow, let alone in 5 years' time. I was being truthful. I'd never thought about it. And then it hit me. I hadn't thought anything through. Getting the qualification had all been the reason for me doing everything or anything, not what happened afterwards. So I spent a year actually as a pool attendant in a swimming pool, and I wasn't very happy because it wasn't what I'd spent 4 university years studying to come out and do. But I recognized that I'd made a classic mistake. And as Henry Ford said, you know, Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, the only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. And I certainly turned things around for myself after that. So as graduates, you'll still need to keep focused on what you really want to do in life and where you really want to go, and find the best ways of getting there. Easier said than done, I know, but it's important to think of these things. And your studies will have shown you that there are many different roads to success available to you. And there's even the internet to help you, which wasn't around when I was graduating. And one day, perhaps, there'll even be a career mapping app too, to help plot your pathway for you. But regardless of your qualifications, you will certainly find that they help you on your journey. My undergraduate degree took me to work in the West Indies, the UK, and Australia. My postgraduate degrees licensed me to travel the world, which is something I did until very recently, working abroad in a number of countries. And each experience I gained is thanks to the qualification I earned. I would undoubtedly not have traveled so far or done as much as I'd like to have done or have done without the degrees I gained. So your qualifications are really, really important. And one thing I learned early was to seek advice from those who know, but also learn to when to set advice aside. As a young man, I found myself living and teaching on a small Caribbean island. And I was invited to visit the home of an elderly, reclusive billionaire. He was a legendary figure. He very rarely emerged from his massive mansion on an old plantation. And when I got to meet him, I asked him what part his education and qualifications had played in making his millions. His answer was, well, everything, I suppose. But then I did inherit 30 million from my daddy. And I suspect that probably helped him quite a bit as well. But he did give me 4 pieces of advice that he claimed that he lived by and that his own children lived by. And they were simple. The first was never be too proud to pick up even a 1-cent coin if you see it lying on the ground. It's profit. You'll be better off each time you do it. Don't be too proud to make money, he said. His second piece of advice was never waste your own money on traveling around the world on vacations unless you can afford to do it first class. If you can't go first class, then you haven't worked hard enough in your business to deserve a holiday. Always do more. This is number 3. You're beginning to worry now. Always do more work and put more effort into your work than the competitors, or competitors sound nicer, than your competitors and all those around you. This is called becoming successful. And the last piece of advice is buy good Scotch whisky, bury it somewhere safe. It always goes up in value as the years go on. I haven't followed his advice, to be honest, apart from one thing, and I wonder if you can guess which thing that is. And about the Scotch whisky, I did bury some, and then my brother built a house over it without knowing, so that was a waste of effort. All in all, remember, you are the architects of your own futures, and the possibilities before you are limitless. Pursue your passions, challenge yourselves, and never underestimate the power of perseverance. Just keep going. The world needs your creativity, your drive, and your commitment to excellence. And in closing, I want to express my congratulations to each of you. You've achieved something remarkable, and no doubt that you will continue to achieve great things in the years to come. And remember, you're not alone on this path. The faculty, staff, everyone who has supported you are cheering you on as you take your next steps. Believe in your potential. And we are all excited to see the impact you will make. And always keep a keen sense of humor. It's the best tool you'll have when things don't go as planned. And very, very much my last statement. When in doubt, just remember, the early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. You might have to think about that one. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, James. At this stage of the graduation, we now have the outstanding awards for academic performance. So I'd like to call on Dr. Tom O'Connor and Emeritus Professor James Minchikowski.
UBSS has a number of awards for academic performance. First is the Professor Gus Guthrie Award. The late Professor Gus Guthrie was a distinguished academic who served as Vice-Chancellor of UTS towards the end of his working career. He was the inaugural chair of the Board of Directors at Group Colleges Australia. He was instrumental in the establishment of what is now known as UBSS. The winner of the Professor Gus Guthrie Award is Suman Suman. Please come up and accept your award. The Academic Excellence Award in the Bachelor of Accounting program is Muskan. I now invite Ashley Renison, Membership Manager of the Institute of Management and Leadership, to present the IML Award to students who have demonstrated outstanding qualities in those areas. The Undergraduate IML Award goes to Dana Aldouri. The Postgraduate IML Award goes to Mira Lama.
For me, graduation signifies the culmination of the student cycle. Your experience from pre-enrollment to orientation through to today, your graduation ceremony. We have two student speakers to represent you here, but more importantly, to share their experience. Representing postgraduate, Clinton Verdun.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I want to congratulate all of you. We've made it. It's been a long journey, hasn't it? Full of assessments, late nights, and more coffee than I'm used to. But here we are at the finish line, and it feels amazing. The Executive MBA has been a whirlwind of experience, from the first lecture to the last intensive delivery day. We've not only gained knowledge, but also transformed in ways that we might not even realise just yet. For me, it's been a real journey of growth, both personally and professionally. I came into this program with one set of skills, and I'm leaving with an entirely new toolkit, one that's sharper, stronger, and ready to take on whatever the future holds. As my good friend and fellow Executive MBA student Paul often says, over the years, we absorb substantial amounts of information, but it's experiences like this that really help us, as he likes to put it, sharpen our swords. And he's right. The Executive MBA didn't just teach us facts, frameworks and models, it honed our ability to think, to lead and to connect. Looking back, the experiences weren't just about the curriculum, the textbooks or the case studies. Though those were certainly important, what stands out the most are the shared experiences, The late nights, the class debates, and the moments of realisation when everything clicked. Those are the times that truly shaped us into the leaders that we are becoming. The learning curves and the successes taught us not just about business, but about resilience, teamwork, and trust. One of the absolute highlights of this program has been the incredible people I've had the privilege to meet and work alongside. From my classmates, who made group assessments far more enjoyable than doing it solo, and to the faculty, who shared not only their knowledge, but their wisdom. The faculty didn't just teach, they guided us, challenged us, and pushed us to think bigger, to see beyond textbooks and into real-world application. The lessons we've learned here will undoubtedly follow us through the rest of our careers. Now, I have to give a massive shout out to a few special people who've made this journey much easier. First, Dr. Cyril Jankov. Was not only a great lecturer who taught us all how to wear a three-piece suit, but a great coach and support. He's just one of those people who makes you think everything is possible. Then there's Justin Warbrow and Dr. Andy West. Another two outstanding faculty members who not only taught us, but also shared their wisdom and made learning enjoyable. They say that great teachers inspire, and you all truly did. And I'll be honest, coming into this program, I've always thought of myself as more of an average student. But what I've realised during this journey is that success is not just about where you start. It's about how far you're willing to go. And I couldn't have come this far without the incredible support of people I've mentioned today. They didn't just teach, they believed in us, they pushed us, and they showed us what we truly are capable of. Of course, none of this learning was done in isolation. I've learnt just as much from my classmates, from the discussions, debates, and even the late night assessment meetups were opportunities to learn from one another. It's not just the work we did, it's about the bonds we've built. I had the privilege of working with some great people, but a special shout out goes to Paul Tyquin, who has not only become a friend, but a mentor as well. I'm excited about all the learning yet to come from him in the years ahead. As we move forward, I can't help but feel excited about the future. This executive MBA has not only given us the skills and knowledge we need to excel, but it's also connected us with a network of people who will continue to challenge and support us for a long time after today. We didn't just gain classmates, we gained collaborators, colleagues, and friends. We now have the privilege of supporting each other's journey as we head off in different directions, each chasing new goals armed with lessons we've learned here. Now, I can't go any further without acknowledging the real heroes behind the scenes, our families and friends. To my partner, Em, thank you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I know it wasn't easy. The weekends I spent at uni, the countless times I had to lock myself in a room to get the assessments done. You've been there through it all, and I couldn't have done this without you. And to everyone here, let's give a round of applause to all the partners, families, and friends who supported us. Whether it was the partner stepping up, taking more responsibility, or missing out on events with family and friends, the effort was truly appreciated. So congratulations not just to us, but to all of you who made this possible. In the end, the Executive MBA is more than just what we've learned. It's a testament to our resilience, our dedication, and our ability to push through when things get tough. We didn't just finish, we finished stronger, smarter, and with sharper swords, ready for whatever the future holds. As we leave here today, I hope we all remember that this is just the beginning. We've worked hard to get to this point, but now it's time to take everything we've learned and put it into action. Whether that's in our current roles or in new ventures, I'm confident that we are ready to tackle whatever comes our way. Thank you all, and here's to a future where we use our sharpened swords to create, lead, and inspire. Thank you.
Representing undergraduate, Dana Alduri.
esteemed guests, staff, and fellow graduates, thank you for joining us here today in this grand and historic space today. My name is Dana, and I have recently completed a Bachelor of Business at UBSS, and I am graduating as this cohort's valedictorian. I'd like to begin by extending my gratitude to Campus Director and Manager and Graduate Manager, Dr. Sean O'Halloran, and Executive Dean Dr. Tom O'Connor for selecting me to be your valedictorian, and for your continued support throughout my time at UBSS, as well as my beloved facilitators, Asfara and Liliana, for guiding me through lectures and being a well of information and support in my postgraduate path. For my lecturers who are located in Sydney, I hope you're watching this, I would notably like to thank Assistant Professor Natasha Jacques for being an outstanding and remarkable mentor in the various units I completed under her guidance. Natasha diligently conveyed the material in an informative manner, as well as taking note of our personal lives as students. Every class of hers that I had the opportunity to attend was to my benefit and has given me a refreshed perspective, notably the capstone in my final trimester, which challenged my own knowledge and has given me much valued practical experience. Adding to that, I would like to thank facilitators Jim Lim and Sergio Pinzon for creating a dynamic educational environment where I was personally pushed and had to examine my approach to my studies. At times, their teaching methods were foreign to me and I found myself frustrated and bewildered. But in retrospect, their approach to teaching has positively influenced my diplomacy and resilience in my studies and work ethic. I hope you facilitators continue to push your students to their potential. And last but certainly not least, facilitators AJ Kumar and Mick McCormick, I would like to thank you for your valuable insights in your respective industries and being open to questions and supportive of my discussions. Our just a pause, sorry. Our facilitators, staff, and lecturers have played a pivotal role in our success and celebration here today. But let's not forget the people who continually supported our journeys to the classrooms, our families. I would like to sincerely thank my mother, Gada, who is here in the audience today. She has spent countless hours working several jobs at a time to ensure that I had access to the education I am so grateful to receive. My mother and family and overall has always encouraged and emphasized the importance of education and encouraged me to apply myself fully. And finally, I'd like to thank my fiancé, Harrison, for the moral support, and guidance throughout my degree in life. I am eternally grateful to be surrounded by love and people who see the best in me. Now, I would like to ask you all, what is the purpose of acquiring an education? Some will say, I want to be an accountant, a businessman, operations manager, entrepreneur, or whatever job title you may identify with. A subset of you will say, I chose this degree to earn a high salary or fulfill an obligation to my family, or simply because you felt the need to acquire a degree to mark your place in the world as a successful person. No matter the specific reason, the specific overlap in all of them is a degree will open doors for you previously shut. However, education is only a tool to success, not the entire key. To answer my own question, what is the purpose of acquiring an education? It is to begin our continued journey of self-actualization. Education develops our background knowledge, critical thinking skills, and gives us experience solving problems and working with others. The true measure of a successful education is what one does with that education. Do not allow your education to be your only achievement, for if you do not use your education to develop yourself into your utmost potential, then it is a waste. We've established why we've gotten an education, but from where did we get it? For everyone here, our education has been gifted to us in various ways. Initially, through the homes we come from, the schools we attend, and the experiences we've compiled over the years. During our time at UBSS, we have been educated diligently in group settings, face-to-face, across the Melbourne, Sydney, and more recently, Adelaide campus. Specifically, it took place through emails, WhatsApp groups, phone calls, and frantic late-night texts asking about deadlines, and submission errors. The dynamic and highly digitalized mode of education delivery is a testament to the world to come, and of course the ingenuity of our staff at UBSS for making it so seamless and accessible. Much of my personal upbringing took place in the United Arab Emirates, where I attended the Victorian International School of Sharjah, a school that utilizes the Victorian education model adapted to fit the diverse, unique cultural dynamic existing in the country. Subsequently, I moved to Melbourne, completing my VCE here. During my time abroad, I have learned that there are multiple perspectives on the same idea and that there is not a singular objective correct answer for most matters. This belief was reinforced by coming to Australia and encountering equally unique perspectives, especially here at UBSS. This has been an enlightening experience and has ushered me into keeping an open eye for all perspectives, because people with different experiences understand situations in an intrinsically different way to my own personal understanding. Wrapping up, I once again highly extend my regards to all UBSS staff and commend all of you here for your monumentous feat. Please be proud of yourselves and each other. Thank your family and classmates dearly. To quote Thomas Edward Lawrence, or Lawrence of Arabia, who is both a military strategist and a dreamer, from his book, The 7 Pillars of Wisdom. All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night, in the dusty recesses of their minds, wake up in the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dreams with open eyes to make it possible. I look forward to seeing what becomes of all of you, and thank you, everybody. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Great reflections from our two speakers. Once again, let's thank them. That now concludes the formal proceedings of today's inaugural Melbourne CBD graduation. Please join me in thanking Chair of the Governing Board and President of UBSS, Dr. Ruth Ferraro. Chair of the Academic Senate, Emeritus Professor James Minchikowski. Your respected faculty, led by the Executive Dean, Tom O'Connor. Our partners, Seen to Believe, the State Library of Victoria, especially Juliet and Len and their respective teams, our student volunteers, but most of all, thank you. We will now have the academic procession, but before we do that, the academic staff will lead and go to the rear of the room to return their gowns, and the graduates, now your graduates, the graduates will take the lead and exit the hall to have your photograph taken on the outside of the State Library. So please all stand for the academic procession.